This is Billionaire Mondays. Every Monday, we present you with another billionaire. Today, we're looking at 15 things you didn't know about Michael S. Dell. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello, Aluxers. Today we have an amazing entrepreneur who started a billion-dollar business from his dorm room with a minimal investment. His name is Michael S. Dell, and he's the founder of Dell Technologies. Michael Saul Dell was raised in a family that taught him the value of money and how to invest it. His mother was a stockbroker and his father an orthodontist. Even so, he dropped out of college to pursue a business career and more money, and it's safe to say it worked out for him. At 20 years old, he registered Dell Computers Corporation, and by 27, he was being nominated as the youngest CEO by Forbes magazine. The rest of it is history as we know it. Dell is still one of the biggest computer manufacturers and is one of the biggest companies in the US. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. Now let's have a look at his life, his lessons, and his success to see what we can learn and how we can replicate the business model of the 39th richest person in the world, Michael S. Dell. Number 1. He is buying small TV stations nationwide. Michael Dell is in the hardware industry. What benefit could he have from TV stations? That was the question everyone had, and here is the smart answer. The federal government is turning off some of its broadcast TV stations to free up space for the broadcast signals needed by smartphone users to play videos, run apps, and make calls. Michael Dell saw this little opportunity and bought some of those TV stations. He'll later sell them to the FCC that will later sell them to AT&T, Verizon, and other providers. Some are speculating that he could make up to $1 to $4 billion from these sales. Number 2. He started MSD Capital to manage his family wealth. Michael Dell is a smart guy, and he knows that running a business and taking care of the family's wealth are two full-time jobs. A few years ago, he started MSD Capital, a company that manages his money by investing money in different startups and stocks. This means that his fortune is expanding every day through smart investments. Some of his investments are IHOP, Applebee's, Phillips Van Heusen, offshore oil drilling company Independence Contract Drilling, or startups like HR software company Gusto. Through MSD Capital, Michael owns his millions of dollars in real estate in Hawaii, Mexico, and California. Number 3. He donated over $1.5 billion to charity. Michael didn't grow up in a low-class family having to struggle for success. He was bitten by the entrepreneurial bug at a young age. But like any billionaire, he understood that giving back means even more. So far, he's donated over $1.5 billion to charity and NGOs that fight poverty. Together with his wife, Susan, they have a foundation through which their philanthropic actions catch life. Their goal is to provide access to education, food, and technology to those in need in the US, Texas, Africa, and India. Number 4. He was making $50,000 to $80,000 from his dorm room. Michael was a smart child to say the least, and he was way ahead of his time. He started taking side jobs as a teenager, and with the money he made, he invested them in stocks and precious metals. He got his first computer at the age of 7, and a few years later, he got an Apple II that he quickly disassembled to see how it worked. During his first year in college, he was making more money than his teacher, so he used that to convince his parents that college was not for him. At that time, his newly found company, PCs Limited, was making between $50,000 to $80,000 in sales, and he was only 19 years old. Number 5. His net worth is estimated to be $28.4 billion. Because he was making money from a young age, Michael knew how to invest and how to make deals. Dell is now a publicly traded company, and he's one of the richest people in the world. His net worth is estimated to be roughly $28.4 billion. What started out as a small investment, just $1,000, turned into a major corporation that operates revenues of $80 billion per year. Michael Dell is currently married for 29 years, has 4 children, and still lives in Austin, Texas, where he enjoys a billionaire lifestyle. But more on that to come. Number 6. Dell was fined $100 million for fraud. No company is safe from fines and scandals. A few years back, Dell was accused of misleading investors by using the money the company received from the chip maker Intel to pad its quarterly earnings statements. Intel paid the money to Dell using rebates to ensure fidelity, but it turned out that Dell used a second supplier, AMD, and when Intel found out, they cut the rates, and that's when Dell's financial problems surfaced. Because they used money from Intel to meet the estimate earning per share, they were fined $100 million. It's a small price to pay since Intel paid Dell roughly $4.3 billion over a 3-year period. Number 7. A few years ago, he suggested Apple to shut down the company. There's nothing worse than saying something publicly and having it taken out of context. It did happen to Michael Dell 14 years ago when he said that Apple should shut down the company and sell the stock back to shareholders. Unfortunately for him, up to this day, people haven't forgotten this statement. Basically, at the time, Apple's stocks were at a low of $16, and he was asked what he would do if he was the CEO. Due to his harsh answer, people have been watching both companies perform in the stock market, and when Apple reached the $1 trillion milestone, they came to rub it in his face. Number 8. They're going public twice. Going public is a big thing, and it can propel your company to the moon, financially speaking. When Michael considered that being in a privately held company is too much of a struggle, they decided to go public back in 1988. The funny thing is that in 2013, Dell decided to go private and bought back the company for $24.4 billion. And rumor has it they're planning to go public again this year. Now people are wondering if they're going to pull that move once again and just repeat the cycle. Number 9. He spends $2.7 million per year for his family security. There's nothing more important than feeling secure, especially when you're a public person and your family could be in danger. Celebrities and billionaires spend a lot of money each year on security, and Michael Dell is one of those people. He spends roughly $2.7 million to keep his family safe, but there's another price the members need to pay too: less social media. When you're posting 24/7 what you're doing and where you're going, it's easier for thieves to pick your house as their target, and Michael Dell has a few estates they could choose from. Number 10. He has a $100 million penthouse in Manhattan and many other assets. After a lifetime of work and investing, a little bourgeois lifestyle is more than welcome. Michael is one of the billionaires that likes to have a house in every place he spends more than a week. Therefore, he owns a few estates, luxury sports cars, private planes, and vintage collections. The most extravagant purchase is his $100 million Manhattan penthouse, a $73 million 7-bedroom estate in Hawaii, and a $40 million 4-season penthouse in Boston. Along with those, we count around 3 luxury cars and a Boeing Dreamliner 787 private plane. Michael Dell isn't afraid to spend a little money for his comfort. And Luxers, if this spiked your appetite for expensive penthouses, we have another great video for you: the top 10 most expensive penthouses in the world. Just click in the top right corner to check it out. Number 11. His kids are following in his footsteps. Michael has 4 children, and they seem to be following in his entrepreneurial steps. His son, Zachary Dell, started an online dating website for college students called Thread, and one of his daughters, Alexa, is a brand and business development strategist for Bumble. They all went to private Ivy League universities and have had some encounters with the business and entrepreneurial worlds already. They haven't launched anything big, but it looks like the apple certainly doesn't fall far from the tree. Number 12. In 1996, Dell was booking online orders. What were you doing in 1996? While some were watching cartoons or learning to do math, Dell was ahead of his time and decided to make a website for marketing purposes. They were taking online orders and went on to make TV commercials promoting their website and online sales. With this technique, they were being present everywhere for their clients, showing them just how easy it is to make business with them. As the years went by, Dell started using their websites for their supplies too. This is why they're still in business 20 years later. Number 13. He doesn't believe that AI will take over the tech industry. The newest trend in the tech industry is AI and AR. These two are about to take over not only the industry, but also replace most humans that are in it. It is said that robots will take over human jobs in multiple industries because some have already done it. Michael Dell strongly believes that this will not happen because they don't have our complex brains. We're going to have to wait and see if he's right or not, but since he's working in the industry, it's interesting to see that he's not pro-robot. Number 14. He's investing $1 billion into Internet of Things. Michael Dell is an avid supporter of technology and the internet. He was quick to the World Wide Web and now wants to embrace the Internet of Things. He announced that over the course of 3 years, Dell will invest $1 billion to create hardware and software to help manage the billions of devices connected to the web. Dell was once one of the biggest computer manufacturers, but that ship has sailed for them in the last 2 decades. They're now more of a corporate product like storage servers and security software, so they're trying to reach to younger and broader audiences. Number 15. Dell is used by North Korea's dictator. Celebrity endorsements are always welcomed, but when they're dictators, it kinda changes things a bit. Sources say that Kim Jong-un is a Dell user, and multiple pictures have surfaced depicting him around Dell computers. The company or Michael Dell can't do anything about it though, especially because they can buy his products from China or other countries. Some say that this is bad PR for the brand, but it also shows that some of the biggest nations choose Dell, not Apple or other competitors. Depends on your perspective in the end. With Steve Jobs gone and Bill Gates almost retired, it seems that Michael Dell is the last tech guy standing in the PC industry. He's still working and still eager to make his company big. If he keeps up the good work, Dell will be great. And since you stuck with us all the way to the end, we have one more bonus fact for you. Number 16. The most expensive computer in the world costs $1 million. How much are you comfortable in paying for a laptop or a computer? $1,000? $10,000? Do you want it in gold with diamonds or just a good chip and a great performance? Well, if you fancy both of those things, you need to cash in $1 million. The most expensive computer in the world is the Lovaglio $1 million laptop. Design-wise, it looks like an expensive briefcase, but it performs pretty well. They also added a diamond dotting and diamond-crusted power button for a luxurious experience. But do you think it deserves this kind of price tag? We don't know. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxers. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos, which we recommend you watch next. Thank you for being an Aluxer, and we'll see you back tomorrow.